It's game time. Welcome to the Sports Bants and Prosecco podcast.
It's just,
But that is, I think asking someone to be your girlfriend nowadays ain't like in our day. I think it is a big deal because.
Well, I think so. I mean, I don't know.
I was talking to my niece, and when she was doing my nails, and she was like, "Yeah, I got a ring, and I got this."
Oh
and
yeah,
I got that. It's a big deal. Like, it is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
I'm there thinking, boy, when I was young, it was
I do think it's
it's different.
Nicole, is that normal? Yes, no. Do you not do that at your age as well? Your big age.
It's honestly, it really depends on everyone's relationship. Like, it's such a spectrum, like from 0 to 100.
Okay.
Like, but it's like you can't, because of the thing of the situationship. You have to be like, if you want a boyfriend, you have to say it explicitly. Then you can be doing
that makes sense, and I'll tell you why that also makes sense, because I hear a lot of people ghost you as well, like hit and smash. They're just all about
smash and grab,
yeah, literally. Do you know what I mean? When you're in about, this is not kind out in these streets. Do you know what I mean? It's peak. So
I think it's hard. It sounds like it's harder dating.
This is it. It's harder dating.
Well,
now.
between a specific age, I would assume from like 30 onwards, it should be less complicated because you can be more direct.
Absolutely,
I don't know,
but it's not.
No, I don't think so.
Look,
sometimes it gets a bit worse, I think.
Yeah.
But you know what? The reason I say that is I've only got maybe my girlfriend that recently got married. I'm not saying her name. I'll cut it out.
Yeah.
My house.
Yeah.
She was quite direct about what she wanted.
Oh, for sure.
So I would assume as you get older, it's a little bit easier to be like, we are seeing each other every single week. We are dating. What is this? What is?
But then also it goes back to what you've just said, Nick. It's down to the individuals, right? In how, and that was what for her.
Yeah.
Because whereas you get people like myself or you, for instance, you got married, of course, but we moved in with our other halves. She wasn't doing that.
The first day I said to my fella in the car, I said, "What are we?" I said, "What are we?" And he said, "You're my girlfriend." I said, "Then you can hit it."
But you know what? It's fairs.
That is it.
You know.
And the thing is, that in that moment, in hindsight, he could have said anything.
Of course he could have.
It worked out. But in that, I asked very directly, "What are we?"
Yeah.
Because at least that way I know.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I want it to be more, this is what I want. What are you saying?
So it makes sense in terms of clarity because there's no sort of, well, I thought. And I never said that.
Yes.
So I'm still running around doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was a thing. Even as okay, it sounds almost bad.
I mean,
20 years ago, me and my fellas, 20 years ago, I don't think it was even
used to chirps you, Mel.
Yeah,
I don't think
we didn't get
chirps.
If you were seeing more than one person, you were a two-timer.
Do you know why though? Because social media, it makes you feel like you have so much option when there really
my
isn't.
gosh!
Yeah. I think it's an American ideology of dating as well. Do you remember when we were younger? Think about the movies we watched. Like, oh my God, we're just dating. Whereas over here, we didn't really have that back then.
We don't do dating, Mel. Think about it.
Now we do, but...
Yeah, now we do. We didn't, though, back in the day. But again, social media plays a factor.
Yeah,
it
you
makes
can literally
you think
swipe
you've
on
got
anyone,
options.
do whatever.
People
you
sliding
see
up in
someone
your
who looks
DMs.
like you, or you see someone who's not looking as good as looking as you, and they got bare gal or bare dudes, and then you're like, oh, I can get that easy, like whatever. So when you're seeing all of that and all the possibilities, you're thinking, well, I'm gonna stay with this thing, and I can go for the next thing.
So how do you lock it down?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know when you've got a connection with somebody? Because does somebody have to say, "What are we?"
You do, but they can lie to you. They have lied to you. They're like, yeah, of course.
Because it's just
me and you, baby.
smash.
Me and you, we got this, you know. And like, it's a weird thing. Like with guys, mainly guys, they're the ones who like they don't want you touching or seeing anyone.
But
like
they
when it's the other way
can.
around, they're like. Yeah, it's like, no, you know I love you. You know I'm number one. I'm like, what do you mean number one?
Number one of how many, sir?
Thank you.
Number only.
Right?
How many, sir?
Exactly that.
Yeah, it sounds like a minefield.
Yeah.
It sounds like a...
No, you used to get chatted up, or would you be the chatter up?
Mate, I'd less said about my behaviour is probably the better.
Serious. Use a little...
the best less said about behaviour is probably the better now that I'm married and everything's cool now.
I'm an
when
adult.
I was younger, it was
very cool.
But do you... Okay, that's another thing. I know we've touched on this before, but... You're saying you were awful, and I would agree.
They would describe, looking back, I can say.
No, but I would describe, if I knew at the time, like, oh God, she's a loosey-goosey. But in hindsight, now as an adult looking back on it, I'm like, why is it that we're the only demographic that don't allow freedom to explore yourself?
Right. So
it gets lazy.
that's why I say looking back, because at the time, as long as I didn't commit, I would do what I wanted.
Absolutely.
And I did.
Absolutely, but that's what
And
you should be
that's
doing.
it.
But
Exactly it.
what I did is I never fooled anybody, and I never told anybody
Best way to do
This
it.
is
that
what.
this is it.
Yeah.
So whatever you feel is on you.
Because I've been
Yeah, yeah,
transparent.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've been transparent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the only thing is I was always honest.
I wish more men were like that. I mean, women don't listen, but at least you would have told her. Because women don't listen. They hear what they want to hear and they think they can change you and blah, blah, blah. But I wish more men were like, listen, this is just a smash and grab. Yeah, I really like you physically, but I just don't want a relationship. A lot of women don't receive what's being said.
Also, what I've also come to realise, women nowadays, like I was watching Big Nasty, and he was talking about, and I find that this is a
Big
lot
Nasty,
of men. Yeah, big nasty, you know. But it's the fakeness in the sense of, are you going to come with a fake personality? You got so much layers of makeup on. You got your wig, right? So he's saying, I've met you like this. Tomorrow, who are you?
I could walk past you.
As a song,
I don't know you.
As the song said, it must have
So
broke
I
your
think-
poor little heart when the guys used to say you look better in the dark.
I would die if someone said that to me. Though.
Imagine. But
Die.
But
the
they wouldn't
thing-
say that to you. 'Cause you
and
look
then-
better in the light.
Oh, absolutely. And then also he said, imagine you take her home, she takes off her jeans and her bum's in.
pads.
No, he
Oh
says,
my
he goes,
God.
the bum's in her jeans.
That is
And that's the
today's
thing.
living.
And this is it, man.
Have you heard
I
the
mean-
one about like that's why you take your girl swimming on the first date? So
Yeah,
like,
but you know,
make
it's same with
that's
lads as well
horrible.
now because they've all got like, they call them units.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
What's a unit?
Girl,
Like sewings.
imagine
There
you're
was a
going
doc-
bald. You get like, it's almost like a male
Like a
weave.
toupee.
Yeah, but good.
Luke says,
Yeah, but good. Like they're good.
They're good.
They're good.
Do you know? So when I was younger, it would be the girls that you never see them without their face on,
Yes.
and they would talk about they would go
Yes.
to bed if they've met a guy and
There's some girls that
they're
still
doing
do that.
Oh, they still do
they,
that.
They
Yeah.
would sleep with their face on.
Oh, they
and
wake up
have-
early
and
before the guy gets up.
Yep.
put their face on. So
Yeah.
the guy, you know, and that's what I know growing up is how it used to be
That still
for those that
happens.
were,
That still
wore
happens.
makeup.
That still happens with some people. There's some people that won't have their partner see them without lashes.
There's
this, that,
married
and next
women
thing.
that still do that.
I'm like, yo, you better see me in with my
you don't think I'm
headscarf on and
beautiful,
everything.
I tell
Yeah.
you what, I'm too lazy for that shit.
no, but
I'm
I
like,
like,
you don't even know. Natural beauty, man.
I feel like it's actually changing. At least my friendship group. Like, and most friends are probably not the whole demographic of like my age group, but I feel like it's actually kind of the opposite. Like the first date, we're not trying to put effort. You're gonna get. I'm going to
Love
less
that. So
makeup.
that's changing
then
now.
because I don't know if I like you. So I'm
So
not
when do
putting
you
in
put the effort in?
Third date. When the third day, I'm like, oh, I actually liked your company. Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna step it up.
that's what you do.
The first
Okay.
date is chill. Like, you're not gonna get me in some nice dress. We ain't doing full makeup.
But
Like,
then
no.
is that, this is a question because, so when I was younger and growing up, you met men or whomever when you was out because we
Yep.
didn't have social media.
Yeah,
right?
or
There was no
apps or
internet.
dating apps.
So you would be out in the club or in a bar or you might even be walking shopping.
yeah, absolutely. I used to get chirps walking
and
down the
you-
street.
You get stopped and the guy would say, "Oh, you look nice," and
Yeah.
blah, 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 can I get your number? And that would be with a pen. Right? you weren't phones then; it was a pen because we never had mobile phones.
It's
then.
true.
I don't think I ever had
So
pens.
it was different then.
I
So
think I did.
Whereas now, because a lot of people meet like on social media as well.
Yeah.
I guess it's slightly different to when I was younger.
If you meet someone on the road and they ask you, do you give them your snap?
No, you don't, because when guys chirps you, like it's not. It doesn't feel like oh my god, like I'm special. It's just like get away from me, dude. Like it's quite bad actually. At least me personally, I just like when a guy like stops you on the road, like he doesn't mean it. He's probably doing it to.
Oh, let me give you a
hang
You know
story,
what, though?
actually.
You're right, Nick.
'Cause
I hear
Davina
that,
said to
and I
me-
think, but then that says a lot about you.
So let me give you a story.
Right?
We
And
were
that's
out.
the thing.
Davina
We were
said
out at Box Park, and we were talking about dating and me, my sister, and her. We were talking about dating, blah blah blah. And when I tell you this cutie, as she walks by, he kind of sucks his arm out to talk to her, and like Nicole just went, and me, and my sister, I was like, Nicole, and she was like, what? I was like, he was trying to talk to you. She was like, oh, was he? I was like, he was fine too, like.
He's a fine.
And my sister was telling her off. Nicole, that's not how you meet people.
I had a whole lecture, but I'm
Yeah,
just
she
like,
got
I'm
her
with
whole
my
lecture.
cousins.
But he was, we would have
So, how do you? What is the approach you require?
I'm not the one to talk to.
Really? So you prefer online dating?
I don't like dating, period.
Oh,
False
bless
Fez,
you.
Fez,
I'm
Fez.
a unique situation.
That's Fez. Yeah,
all
that's
my,
Fez.
all my friends are pretty much in relationships. They are probably a bit more the usual folk.
So do you
I'm
think
a
you're
bit
going?
different.
Your ultimate, the person you find will probably be a friend.
No.
Oh God.
When I meet someone and you're my friend from the get-go.
You're zoned.
I don't like
there's
friends to
no
lovers.
blurring
It's
lines here. There's no, we
No.
started off as friends and
You're
then,
already
you know.
in that.
But you
in that
don't always know
criteria.
when someone likes you, though. You're not always aware of it.
Yeah.
No, I'm never aware. I've been with so many like guys, and like I thought they were my friend, they're my homie, and it's
And
like
they
me.
liked you.
and I'm like, I don't.
She's telling me, I was talking to so and so, and he was stroking my hand. I'm like, he was what? He was doing what to your hand? Then? He was stroking your what?
All right, love.
Like, I think he likes you, Nick.
This is why I don't have male friends anymore.
I know what you're going to say about
Davina
Davina.
said that like a guy had stopped who liked her, and it was like, oh, can I have a snap?
Yes, because they do
Apparently,
that.
like, you get snapped first, and if I like you, you might later get
Yeah.
the number.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it's a whole different world.
That's crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a whole different
do you know
world
what?
to what I'm used to.
Yeah, it used to be Snap, and now Snap giving like your 12-year-old boy, so that's more so like 18 and unders. When it's
Okay.
older,
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
when it's older,
Schooler.
you would think it would be socials, but it's actually better just to get a text, not because when you're on socials,
Okay, so
they
you just do
stalk
numbers.
Right.
you know you. Don't give WhatsApp, but maybe get just like a text because it's better to just block them and get over and done
So
with.
basically, just give him your number.
Yeah,
Which is normal. We like that.
Yeah.
we
We can live with that,
yeah.
innit?
Because
That feels
that's
normal.
what.
Yeah, that feels
Yeah,
normal.
that's it. Let's
They stalk
exchange
you and
digits.
message you and-
But the thing is, if you like someone, you run the risk of, no matter what, if you meet someone today and you don't like them 2 days, cool, yes, potentially going to stalk you. But you can meet someone, date them for 2 years, and they still stalk you. But
Yeah.
at that point, you do know each other's socials. You do know, it's kind of unavoidable in a little way,
Yeah.
but they are blockable.
It's true.
I was
It's
at the
hard.
hairdressers the other day, and this is the things that happen in hairdressers, right?
As opposed to the barbers.
So someone
There's a
was
barber's
talking
another
about
cell phone now.
her daughter, who, and because we're talking about dating now, and they were together for 5 years. She decided to break up with him. He's then moved on and started dating another girl. But now this girl starts harassing this woman's daughter. Yeah, right. So she's going on her socials because this boy is now he's saying that he still loves. He was basically not over the ex,
And she's
Right.
taking it out on the ex.
yeah. And then this girl is jealous of the ex. You're stopping me and him from being happy. Blah 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 blah. To the point it's threats. The police had to get involved. So that's the other extent of.
But that's all. That's
real life
always
as well.
been a thing.
Yeah, that's
No,
real
no,
life
no,
as
no,
well.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
That's not just on
And-
socials, that's real.
And the man is such an idiot.
Think about it when
He's
we was
there.
at college and stuff like that, and you'd how many EDAT girls did you see who had a new boyfriend, was beefing the old girlfriend, bearing in mind shit? Like, that's not,
Yeah,
do you know what I
that's-
mean?
that-
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying
But
that
happens all the time.
That feels like.
No, it is, but I think the difference now is back then
How
you didn't
plastic you get.
have social media on top of it as well.
No, so they just come and face you.
Right?
I
Exactly.
want to thump in your face.
Or just
Right,
no, more times they
whatever.
would just
Or turn
turn
up
your
at your
name and they
door.
got back to you, but they
Yeah,
never
but
confronted
there
you.
was threatening behaviour apparently. But the point is, social media did not help because this girl's, you know, and
Yeah.
that's.
I never understand the mentality though. Like your beef is with your man. What do you
Thank
want her to
you.
do?
Why
Not
does the next-
exist?
No, but this is the whole thing when you talk about the insecurity. So,
But what do you want her to do? Not exist?
No, but the thing is their comprehension, right? So we would say, you know, even if we felt a bit of a way that the person that we're seeing is talking about their ex, we're not gonna go and front their ex because we got more pride.
Yeah,
Boom.
true,
Right? We
true,
got more pride
true,
and we
true.
got shame.
Yes.
Right? And we're like, we think we're so nice.
Yep.
Right? We're not chasing nobody. No, for nobody. Because you know what? I can
Amen.
get next person.
Amen.
Right? But
And I don't want to hand you that power.
No.
Of knowing you
but
got to me.
if you are insecure,
Mm-hmm.
who knows? Maybe you've had a
Sorry,
traumatic.
Can this bend
Maybe
down? I
you've
don't
had a
wanna break it.
traumatic past.
It's good where it is. Just pull it
Okay,
down a
cool.
little
That's,
bit.
that's what I was trying to do.
Or maybe you've had a traumatic
That's it
kind
now,
of past, then these things become big to you.
But it's still, what do
Yeah.
you want?
Because it's gonna be
Triggers.
It's gonna be triggers, and it's gonna be. I think it's about your history. So if you probably looked in this person's past, you would see that she's had maybe been mistreated by other men or.
But then what do you want, sweetheart? Like, what was the outcome you were trying to achieve in this
Achieve,
situation?
yeah.
Apart from the other girl offing herself, Her existence is the problem.
No, but you see, we can say that because
Yeah.
we wouldn't do that, so we don't kind of understand
Stand it.
Yeah.
Because we're saying, what is your end goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to be wiped? Do you want her to be wiped off the face of
Yeah.
the earth?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But that's because we don't understand.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't
Goes
do
back
that.
to what you're saying about what's
But-
the...
and so I can only think that this person has had something happen in the past which making her behave, because most people behave the way they behave because of historical things.
Yeah.
Whether they behave great and are loving and are
True,
warm,
true.
or are some sort of horrible
opposite,
person.
Yeah.
Right. The likelihood is if you get them in a room and start getting them to do a timeline of their life, you go,
There it is.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the reason.
interesting.
Yep.
And you need to
It's
go
true though,
and
actually.
get some therapy.
But
Yeah.
you know what? For me, my pride and my ego are so big.
But that's
But this
So
is what
big.
we're saying.
But that's what
So
I'm,
big.
It's like
but that's
how
what
I'm not doing
listen,
that to myself.
I
Hello.
probably shouldn't even have an ego, right? But
Why not?
I have a huge ego, and I think
Got a big ego.
Yeah,
Why
that's
should you
one
not
of my
have
favorite
it?
songs, and I think I think
one of my
like,
favourite songs.
For me, I don't need anyone to tell me how nice I am.
Boom, boom.
Period.
Do you understand?
Boom, boom.
Remember when I
And it
said
doesn't
that
matter
a couple of
what
weeks
anybody
ago?
else thinks.
Mel,
I
remember when I
know
said
how
that
I
I
feel about
love
myself.
Mel? That's one thing.
Yeah,
I
we brought
love.
that. We were talking about you the other day. and said
I
it,
love
yeah.
that about you. No one can tell you nothing about you,
No,
and that's what I call self-love, self-adoration. You know yourself.
yeah.
I bet you can't tell me nothing about my physicality. Like I say to people all the time, I might not be your flavour, yeah, but what we're not going to do is lie. Like-
Exactly. But you know what?
Right.
It's what's so good. I'm there now.
Right, and I don't need.
I never used
the
to
thing
be.
is, right, everybody's got their flave.
Yeah.
I know I'm not everybody's flave. That's cool.
But we're not
Yeah,
going to
but
lie. But we're not
I
lying.
also know how I feel about myself, and I don't need you to be. I
But
don't need
even
to be your
so-
flave to feel that I'm alright.
But
Yeah.
even so, listen, we've all got mirrors and we've all got eyes. Like I say all the time, yeah. I might not be your type, but we're not going to lie that I'm unattractive. It's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie,
certain things. You know
I'm,
when you
I'm
just
confident enough that I can say, don't lie.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like some lady the other day said,
Girl said that was
on
right on
social,
the tip of my
she
tongue.
said, I look 60. She said she had the audacity to say, Auntie, you look 60.
Can you believe it?
But how old is this person?
60.
and how old was she?
We don't know.
She can't have been any older than maybe in her
Listen to me
30s.
about we.
Oh, that was a place from insecurity, babe.
Yeah, I think she was a bigger girl as well. So you know, sometimes when you're slightly bigger, you look older. So she actually could have been younger than 30. I'm just
The
guessing.
cheek of some people.
And I was
the
like,
audacity.
and the thing is, well, it's too easy for me to come for you physically.
Oh, but there's no point.
It's too easy
Yeah.
for me to just literally go on your profile,
Yeah.
not even respond,
Yeah.
go on your profile, screenshot on your pictures, and put that as a reply. And you know me, I'm a menace.
That's why I'm laughing at that. Just that
Listen,
shuts it down. That's just like mic drop.
I don't have to say too much.
All I know is like, you know, some people say, oh, you know, how don't ask me my age, because you will never guess it.
Yeah. Yes.
You will never know how old I am.
Yeah.
Because I don't look how old I am.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, I don't need anyone to tell me that.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even mind
Do you know
looking
what
my
though?
age.
But you know what? Not even that. No.
Because it's not a problem for me.
Yeah, exactly.
No. But someone said, "Oh, you don't look your." I said, "I know." I don't look your age. No, I know. I really
know.
don't. I said, "It's not me being," but I know I don't look my age.
And I think we've got to start doing that more.
This is what I'm saying. You see,
thanks.
I'm aware-
I know, as opposed to that kind of
no,
self-deprecating.
I'm not going to shoot. Going back to what you're saying,
I was
Melanie.
taught a long time ago, right? Even if you personally might not think you look great, you know, you might wear something and you think, I don't really,
I don't feel
not
great
really
today.
looking my greatest today, and someone comes up to you and says to you, I really like that.
Yeah, you look nice.
just-
Or whatever.
Always just simply say thank you.
Oh no, then that's
Right?
what I do.
Never ever knock it, because I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
one,
No.
that means you're disrespecting the person that's offered it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
also, we hear our words. And the words that we use about ourselves out loud goes in here and ruminates up here.
Yeah.
Fist pump
So
me,
you
yes,
need,
Melanie.
You need to be compassionate with yourself. You need to be kind with yourself.
I always say,
Speak the language,
I
girl.
would say,
Preach. That's not
treat yourself with kindness.
Yes,
Yes,
First and always.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can be good to the world, but if you don't treat yourself first and always, you're
I
no good to
was
nobody.
too harsh on myself. I'm like, absolutely, like you're saying, lovely, but I could beat myself up about stuff to the point I'm like, girl, give yourself
How
some
so?
grace.
What do you mean?
For instance, when I called you, when I was bawling, when I was doing my course, and I was just like, to the point I was saying to myself, you can't do this, you're not going to finish it. I'm literally that negative little voice, like, you're not good enough, you're not going to complete this. To the point where I was just like, I called Lou crying. I said, Lou, I'm stressing. I said, I can't do this. Lou was like, yes, you can. Literally. So it is those things, like you're saying, Melanie, your history, your upbringing, what you've heard, what's been said. It's there. It stays. You know what I mean? What you say to yourself. But it's like...
But how do you rewrite those wiring in your brain?
Yes.
How do you rewrite
Right?
it?
Yeah.
How you rewrite it
Yeah.
is you've got to say it out loud.
That's it.
Absolutely.
But not silently,
No.
so that you can hear it.
And with your
That's
chest, you have to mean it when
Right.
you say
I
it.
talked to myself in the mirror. Do you remember when I came to your house? I think it was last year at some point. Me and Tina were at yours, and then I was talking about how I can look at myself in my eyes. Me, you, and Vanessa, and we're talking about how I love me. Right? I can look me in my eye to the point I smile, and I'm like, yeah, girl, you trust me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm like, I love you. I was walking down the road a few weeks ago. I went to the shop, and I promise you, I went to the sweet shop. I was smiling to myself. I just felt so content, so happy, so proud of the woman that I am. And like you're saying, speaking nice things about myself because I am a lovely person. Right. And I actually went, do you know what, Claus? I like you, I'm chatting to myself. As I'm walking down the road, I'm like, I like you, you're all right. You're all right. I like you. And I'm smiling, and I'm walking down the road, and I come back and I was smiling. And my neighbour says to me, what are you smiling about now? Because you're always smiling about something. I said, you know what, Johnny, if I tell you, you're just going to think I'm nuts. And I told him, he's just like, only you, Clara. I was like, I literally was walking down the road smiling, saying, I like me. That is a big
I always
thing.
said, if I could marry myself,
Oh, my days.
perfect.
Look,
That's how much I love myself.
Do you know what? For me, I feel like
That's how much I love
I
myself.
know, right? It's beautiful.
But as I say to you guys, I've always found growing up the way, and I think this is why I created my bubble, because I live in Cloud Lulu land. Everyone says that you live in Cloud Lulu land, but because I always found people were trying to humble me. Like I remember I say it all the time, like people are like, oh, there's no such thing as perfect. I'm like, yeah, but I am.
Yeah, and you just got to let this
Yeah, I
is
am.
it. Yeah,
I'm
it's
perfect
true.
to me. I am kind of thing.
I'm perfect for me.
Yeah, I'm perfect to me, and I'm
to
perfect
me.
for me.
Yeah.
And I like myself as I come. But growing up, I used to find people always try and take me down a peg. I remember going to a sleepover with my sister and her friends, and these times I'm maga. I can't be any older than 16. I remember the next day, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Lou, I can't believe you have stretch marks. It makes me feel so much better about myself." And I was like,
Wow.
That's insane.
I was like, you're trying to make yourself feel better about yourself.
You're gonna try and
pick
knock me.
Yes.
You could have kept that in your head. You could have.
But we also have to remember the age of the
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm
And
saying,
like,
just giving
right,
examples. I find
right,
like people are always
you know.
trying
No, but as
to
you're
knock me
older,
down
she's
a peg.
reflecting, exactly.
Yeah.
Even to this day, when I'm like, I remember after I was washing my hands in the toilet, I was washing my hands in the toilets, and I'm looking at myself, as you do, there's a mirror. Usually there's a mirror when you're at
Yeah.
work. And someone went, oh God, you love yourself. And I was just like,
Yes.
Yes.
Supposed to.
Exactly.
but you can't have got that from me washing my hands. It's what you already thought about
about
me.
me.
It wasn't about what I did.
Preconceived,
It's about,
exactly.
right. And it's because when I walk around the office, I strut.
There you go with confidence.
Yeah, and I'm always like, oh, shake a little leg, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because in my head, what's that song?
Totally.
I'm conceited. I got a reason. That's
Thank
Lulu's.
you.
That's my theme song.
My song is,
Yeah.
you got a big ego. Such a big ego.
But you're lucky. No one tries to trim you. I find people are constantly trying to trim me down.
Do you know what? It wasn't always this way.
Taking a lot of
Right?
work.
So you have to remember how old I am now. Right? When I
Which
was
we're not going to tell
younger,
you.
right, it was a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Right?
With you, other people.
With how I viewed myself and how others viewed me and
Yep.
how they talked about me. You know, I was bullied. And, you know, it was, you know, this is a lot of work for me to get here. Right? And be able to say, actually, it doesn't, I actually don't care
Your opinions doesn't do
about
anything either way.
people
Yeah.
in terms of their opinions of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't lie on me,
I
though.
literally don't.
Don't lie on me. If you're lying on me and that's not true, we got a problem.
No,
But other than
that's
that,
different. You know, if you lie on me, I'll probably try and fight you.
Yeah.
That's
Because
a whole
I'm
different
ignorant
ballgame.
for
No,
that.
that's a whole different
Because I'm a
ballgame.
really honest person.
Yeah.
Right? But in terms of if someone comes up to me and says to me, I don't like this about you, I'm like, it's cool.
cool, innit?
Yeah.
That's your choice.
fair.
You know, I like it about me.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it.
Yeah,
Do you know
even
what?
Go on.
It's a thing where I'm always like, I don't know you. Like, unless the only people I listen to are the people that I love because they see me truly.
There
as
you
my
go.
whole.
Right.
Yes.
So if I don't know you, have not.
Absolutely. I'm
just
not gonna,
bounces off.
I'm going to take
Yeah.
advice about me from you, because You know me. If
And you want the best
Yeah.
for me.
then that's my whole point, because you want someone else who really, and there's a difference in taking advice from a stranger to somebody, and it's how they're coming at you, right?
But I was going to say, but it's also how it's delivered.
There you go.
And
It's delivery.
What's
Yeah.
the intent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly that.
So if I'm going to say to you, actually, you know what?
Because-
I think that was a
Yeah, you're right, actually.
maybe. I'm not going to say I think that's. I'm going to say, do you know what? Maybe there was a better way of dealing with it, or maybe there was.
It's always
But
delivery,
it's about
though.
the intent.
Absolutely, and intent, yeah.
With what I deliver, there is I will give you the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, I'm not just going to say something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to say to you, actually, do you know what?
You're better than that.
I
And
think,
yeah.
and the reason why I'm saying that is because of blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And then you can do with it what you want.
Absolutely.
Do you know what?
And
I
it's
used to
the
get
truth.
annoyed, like, you know, when you're younger, especially at my daughter's age when she's 15. Oh, so and so was talking about me and da 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 da. I've come to this point in my life where I'm like, so? And I mean that genuinely. And I tell you why I say that is because unless you can wholeheartedly stand in and say, you never talk about somebody else, which nobody does. Everybody does, especially when you're frustrated. You've got every right when you're annoyed with me to vent that annoyance
I
to
hear that,
someone
for
else.
real,
Ideally,
absolutely.
you would say it to me too, but I'm not omnipotent. I know when I get irritated, I will vent to you. I will
Yep.
vent to my sister.
Yep.
So why am I now expecting nobody else to do the
same.
same? And furthermore, if Lou was rude to me and I'm venting, if I was rude to you, okay, face. Like,
Yeah, but also
don't lie on me, but if I was rude,
but also talk to me in that sense
But
about it.
I was going to say, but that's the thing. Like, I like to think that I'm reasonably approachable.
Yes.
Right? And if I'm angry, give me a bit of time to calm down.
but not
because
everything
I
has to come back to you. Like,
no. But I would. My preference would be that you come and say to you, do you know what, Mel? This annoyed me.
do you know what? I
And
think
then
it
might say
depends.
to you, well, I'm really
though.
sorry.
And that's,
But if you don't, it's also okay.
Yeah, and
It
I'll tell
does
you why.
depend on what it is, right?
Yeah, and it depends on the person and how well you
Yeah,
know them.
yeah.
Because they
Like,
might not confrontation.
Because
I know
some
even
people
that.
you're not going to care.
And it's, apart from that, like, if my sister said something to offend me right now, yeah, I know if I went and said, oh, you know when you said da 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 da, it really upset me, she would be so horrified that that's all I need. Knowing my sister would be horrified. I don't need
to say, yeah.
I know she didn't
Yeah.
mean it. I know who she
Yeah.
is. And I know
And that's
me
the
bringing it to her
difference, though.
wouldn't even be necessary. I wouldn't get nothing
Yeah.
from it. Except
Yeah.
for now I'd be seeing her hurting and feel bad.
Yeah.
Certain people, you just know who they are and you're like,
Yeah, but that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Anyway, on to football.
Yes.